I say we get right to teaching today, so let's do it. Hey guys, this is going to be a little bit different than you're used to from my channel. I'm just going to get right into teaching. I'm under the weather and the show must go on, so I have a really important concept that I need to share with you. And what better way than to try something that's a new concept, which is the iPad Pro and the Apple Pencil screen cap. Going to show that to you on the screen as we go. And let me know in the comments below if you like this style of video. It's not going to be overly fancy. It's not going to be overly long. Just wanted to break down a concept that a lot of you guys are going to benefit from once you have a firm understanding of it. So let's get right into it. So first and foremost, this is us, right? Little smiley face on this guy. And then what we have, whether it be music, whether it be a product, whether it be an offer, the number one thing we need to understand is who our audience is, right? So once we have an audience, let's make them happy as well. Once this is the audience. A lot of you guys don't understand who your audience is, and that's okay. What we need to understand is who in a general proximity is the people that we're wanting to promote to, right? If we don't understand who they are, if they're just complete strangers, a lot of time that's called cold traffic. Now that's not what we're talking about here, because what I wanted to break down in this video is the three main archetypes, the three main categories for your customers, your audience, your fan base. Now, the first thing that I see a lot of you guys making a mistake in is only focusing on what would be considered hot leads. So you're rushing your product over here, and these people are what we consider hot leads. These people are ready to take action now. They're ready to subscribe. They're ready to DM you, send a comment over on any platform, you name it. Ready to send you some retweets over on Twitter. You get the picture. They're going to go listen to your music. They're going to do whatever you're kind of aiming them to do right away. These are hot leads. These are what most people are completely focused on, especially you beat makers and producers. You only care if they have the money right now. And in fact, I'm going to write that down. These, hopefully you guys can see that. I wrote now. Hopefully that didn't cut off the bottom of the screen. Now, these are the people that are super important. These are going to pay the bills this month. These are the people that are going to get over and boost your numbers for the next 2 weeks, right? But these aren't the people that are actually the most important long term. We don't make content for these people necessarily. We're primarily needing to focus on the next archetype, which would be the warm leads. Now, warm leads are someone who has experienced your content before. They might have seen a picture pop up on Instagram, maybe watched one of your videos. A lot of you watching this video right now, what might be what I would consider a warm lead. You're watching the video, maybe you're even engaging as far as a comment, but you're not subscribed. You might not be following me on Instagram, and that's okay. With a warm lead, you need to gain their trust. You need to show them that not only will you be consistent, but you're also going to be able to provide something of quality for a long term. Nobody cares if you post one beat, hashtag video indigestion making a comeback. They don't care if you post one song. They want to be more involved. And until you can kind of prove to them and touch them a few times, and that's what we call different times that they interact with something of ours, whether it be a product, an offer, or some content, they touch. It's multiple touches. That lead can then become hot, but that warm lead is super important. So the warm lead here, we're talking anywhere from 2 to 4 months on average. Honestly, it's more like 60 to 90 days, 30 days at some point, but 2 to 4 months is kind of what I typically look at as saying, okay, that's warm enough. Now, that's a huge pool of people compared to the hot leads. Think of how many people are going to subscribe to you today for a video like this compared to if I continue to do videos. Even some of you guys who have recently subscribed to my channel, you know that I've been doing videos, so you saw one, and then you saw another, then maybe you checked me out on Instagram, maybe you found a podcast interview or something along those lines, and you're like, you know what, this guy's putting out some pretty entertaining or educational content, he's goofy, he's kind of funny, whatever you want to say, and then you subscribed. So I gained your trust, you became a hot lead, and now you're part of the channel family, which, by the way, thank you for that. One major group that I see ignored, neglected, completely written off is this huge circle here, which is the cold traffic. Now, the cold traffic could be, let's just, for example's sake, say 6 to 12 months out. These are the people that you have to attract. These are the people that you're going to have to find where they are. You're going to have to attract them through your warm audience. You're going to have to be able to put out that consistent content and continue to kind of raise the bar on your audience interactions when it comes to outreach, when it comes to hashtag strategy, when it comes to putting your content out on different platforms that you might not be used to, when it even comes to face-to-face networking, doing gigs, going to different listening parties, maybe going to some, album release parties or some sessions in the studio in your local city or town or whatever. These cold people don't know who you are yet at all. They've never seen your face. They've never heard your voice. They never have gotten to comment underneath my videos on how fast I talk or how I whip my arms around or whatever. These people don't know that I exist yet. There are so many different YouTube channels. There are so many different Instagram accounts out there that have millions of fans, millions of followers. Yet I've never heard of them. You've never heard of them. In fact, if you're new to my channel, welcome, but you may have never heard of me before this video. These are the people that we have to start worrying about, people. These are the people that we have to understand matter. So every time you touch someone, every time someone comments or likes, or you go out to do some outreach, some marketing outreach, the cold traffic is the people that you've never interacted with before. That's why when you do advertisement, that's when you go out and you do paid ads, cold traffic typically is the most expensive traffic because the cold traffic is going to be a bunch of numbers. So you're going to get more people for your ad spend, but they're not going to be qualified. They're not going to be who you're looking for. You have to siphon through. Imagine having a big colander and all you wanted to do is find the gold at the bottom, but there's a whole bunch of dirt, like you're panning for gold. That's literally what it is. You shake it around, you shake it around, you shake it around. All that dirt is people that aren't qualified to be in your audience, people that wouldn't like what you have to offer, wouldn't like your personality, wouldn't like you. We have to keep sifting through before we find those little gold nuggets that would then become a warm to hot lead. Then it would become a raging fan. Then it would become a delighted customer. We have to have those opportunities, and it needs to be cyclical. We need to be able to get someone from cold to warm to hot to be in your tribe, to be, I fucking hate the term tribe, sorry, to be in your ecosystem. That's really what I'm getting at. So many people think that the music industry is oversaturated because all they're worried about is the hot leads. Let me do a different color here to make it fancy. All they're worried about is the hot leads. But if you want to make the money, obviously, this is where the money is. Because the money doesn't start or doesn't really happen when they're cold, but the money goes from cold to warm to hot. Hopefully this illustration has made some type of sense to you guys. What I want you to start doing, let me put the pencil down. I'm back. What I want you guys to start doing is focus more on the people that haven't interacted with you yet. Go out and find the audience. If you haven't found an audience that you really resonate with, if you don't feel confident in your branding message, your brand aesthetic, the connection that you have with people, this is something that you need to take a step back and really find. You need to find that audience. You need to find that custom avatar, whatever other, term is floating around on the interwebs, because we need to find the people that are going to resonate most with your message. I don't care if you have a YouTube channel, if you're doing music, if you're a trap rapper, if you are a composer doing cinematic scores for movies and commercials someday. We need to be able to find who your audience is, whether that be, music directors, whether that be talent acquisition specialists for festivals or, event coordinators, whatever title you want to throw out into the world. We need to understand that cold traffic is not worthless. Cold audience is not worthless. A cold audience is just not familiar with your content yet. So when you find that cold audience, you need to be warm to them to, in a metaphorical way, hypothetical way, turn them into a warm audience. You need to be friendly. You need to have something that's inviting. You need to be able to provide value, whether it's your personality, whether it's the quality in which your videos and your music and your photos are portrayed to a bunch of strangers. I say it all the time to my students. I'll say it to you guys. In order to have a long-term sustainable brand, you need to know who those strangers are, how they perceive you, and how we're going to find them and bring them into our ecosystem. The music industry is oversaturated in some regard, yes. But there's a whole lot of opportunities because a whole lot of people don't know what they're doing and they don't care about an audience. They think that magically fans are just going to come to them. They don't have to do any work because if they keep posting and keep spending $700 or $800 to get a video on WorldStar, that magically just hordes of people are going to find them without them even knowing who those people are. So Take care of your hot leads. Take care of those that are treating you right now, that are in the DMs right now, are sending comments underneath this video right now. Thank you. Those who are part of the channel family here, thank you. But you have to really incubate those warm relationships, those warm leads, those who are interested in what you're doing, but you have to keep proving to them. You have to keep providing something to where they finally hit that trigger of like, yes, I'm part of it. Yes, I made a decision. Yes, I'm going to buy a car. And their car is just subscribing to your channel or following you on Instagram. Now, those cold leads aren't cold because they don't care about you. They're cold because you haven't found them yet. Think of them as out in the cold in a real, literal way. You have to go out there. You have to bring them in. You have to prove to them that they can trust you. And then you can warm them up and have hot chocolate together. And I'm going off on a tangent, guys. I hope that this video has brought a little bit of value and perspective when it comes to marketing. Because ultimately, from a 20,000 foot perspective, this is important. We need to understand how to build funnels. We need to understand how to build out an ecosystem for these different archetypes to get them into what you're offering. And my offer could be a YouTube video. My offer could be helping you find your audience with a one-on-one call. And all you got to do is click somewhere on the screen or click in the link in the description box below, and I'll help you figure this stuff out, guys. Only if you're serious. But that's one of my offers. What's your offer? I want to know in the comments below. And before you go, I want you to click this video because I think it's going to give you a little bit more clarity as to what you're doing when it comes to social media marketing. And if you haven't yet, I invite you to join the channel family by clicking that little subscribe button, then smashing that bell icon so YouTube can tell you when I upload videos just like this. I hope you liked it. I'm going to try to go get some sleep. And until next time, I appreciate you joining me.